Hello and Shabbat Shalom to you. Hope that you are loving your Friday, but also prepared to let go of the week as we head into the wonderful 25 hours of Shabbat. As we continue in the book of Numbers, the book of Bamidbar, and we look at the double portion this week of Chukat Balak. Sometimes they're separate, sometimes they're connected. It depends on the year when Torah portions connect or don't connect. And so this year they are connected. And I have to say, I'm a little sad that they're connected because it's all in 1 week as opposed to 2 separate weeks, because both Chukat and Balak are incredibly fascinating Torah portions. Chukat, for those of us who are major Moses lovers, this is a very challenging Torah portion. To be honest, really, the whole sort of beginning-ish through the middle section of the book of Bamidbar is a very challenging time for the Israelites. They're really developing themselves and trying to move themselves from the slave mentality into the concept of a nation. Found out recently that they're going to have to wander for a total of 40 years, right? They've been wandering a little bit, but now wander even more. And so Chukat is maybe the most challenging Torah portion for Moses, because both Aaron and Miriam die in this Torah portion this week. And so there's a lot of heaviness there. And the other complicated part is that happens in Chukat. In Balak is this interesting connection to the Moabites, and how the Moabites and how certain kings in the vicinity are trying to defeat the Israelites, and they just can't. They just don't know how to do it. And so Balak is the name of a person. And he is trying to destroy the Israelite community. And so he hires a sorcerer named Bilam. And it's a very interesting story. If you've seen the movie Shrek, then there is a Shrek reference, because there is a talking donkey in this week's Torah portion. And it's the connection, I think, is interesting because of the forward motion that exists for the Israelites and the challenge that they're having. And I think that's why we can connect them. Chukat, we find the Israelites really in the same spot they were in the book of Exodus 2 books ago. They haven't really developed yet. And in Balak, there is a great success for the Israelites. And then the second they have the opportunity to move away from the practice, move away from God, they actually choose that option at the end of the Torah portion. So it's a very challenging portion, because the Israelites are still not completely stable. They're not really cemented deeply yet into the idea of peoplehood, because they're very easily swayed, both in Chukat, when they get to a section for water, they're very thirsty, and how the Israelites act and what happens there is also very complicated for Moses. And then the Balak again, where there's seems to be a great success and a happy ending to the Torah portion, and then it doesn't end that way. So I'm going to leave you in a mild bit of suspense, because I want you to join us for services later tonight at 6:30 in the chapel, but also tomorrow morning, right? It's our summer hours, so at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for our service and our Torah discussion, because there's a great nuance that exists here between these 2 Torah portions. And so on the Shabbat, I want us to just reflect on the decisions that we make, and are they sometimes haphazard decisions? And I'm only throwing this hint in there because that's what happens in Chukat. And in Balak, it's really about, even after in our celebratory moments, we have to be very cautious and very vigilant about our surroundings, about our future, because that's where Balak is going. So I just wanted to have that, just play that out in our heads. But mostly, I'd love for you to come and join us to have a further discussion, because there's a lot going on here in these 2 Torah portions, all happening this week. Again, 6:30 tonight, 9 o'clock tomorrow. See you soon. Shabbat shalom.